was talking to House investigators yesterday and conceded, apparently, we're reporting during that testimony, that the dossier was comprised of rumors that he never really checked out. He never traced them to their sources. He never traveled to Russia. They were just things that he heard and threw them in the dossier, which was then disseminated throughout the media and the Democratic Party, often the same thing, and became the basis for the insanity of the last year. Does that bother you that rumors are the core of this?
Well, actually, Tucker, what bothers me is your partisan spin, because the reality is, according to the Washington Post fact-checker, the only one who printed any information from the dossier before the election was Mother Jones. The other media, of course, and it's the media's job to check out these reports. So the reality here is, I mean, the right wing is trying to spin that Russia was trying to help Hillary. Let me finish my point, Tucker.
Wait a second.
Hold on, Tucker.
Let me correct a factual error.
Let me bring up some facts.
And I don't mean in any way to contradict the Washington Post fine reporting, but didn't BuzzFeed run the entire thing?
Not before the election.
Dossier?
Not according to the Washington Post fact checker.
I'm not saying before or after the election. I'm not talking about the Washington Post so-called fact checkers. I'm just, as a factual matter, as a newsreader, I believe I read the whole thing presented as news in BuzzFeed, and then in virtually every other publication in America.
No matter how you want to spin the facts, the reality is nothing was printed according to the Washington Post fact checker by the media before the election, except in Mother Jones. But here's the point: it's up to the media to do. Excuse me, it's up to the media to evaluate.
I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not saying Trump lost the popular vote because of the dossier. I'm saying that we have a Russia investigation ongoing for the last year,
right? And
that the FBI took this dossier. They may have actually paid the source of the dossier. We don't know for sure. We're going to find out. But
that's
we know
that false rumor to spread. Maybe you should know before you tell everybody that perhaps it's a possibility.
No, that's actually been reported. I don't know if it's true or not. And I'm trying to be as honest as I can
be. Your news.
Here's the truth, Robert. Slow down a little bit.
I'm fine.
We know for a fact that the dossier is one of the reasons there was a Justice Department investigation into Russia's meddling in the election in the first place. And so I'm asking you a factual question. So put aside your lunatic hat for a second and answer me straight. Does it bother you that the guy who wrote the dossier didn't check out any of the so-called facts in there?
We don't know what you're reporting is accurate. We do know that Bob Mueller.
He said on the Hill yesterday.
Excuse me. We do know that Bob Mueller, who is a war hero, a Republican, and was appointed by the Deputy Attorney General to conduct this investigation, is running a very thorough and fair investigation, and the Republican leadership in Congress is conducting an investigation based upon the facts. So I think before you start spinning your rumors and theories, I think we should let it be to the professionals to do the evaluations.
Slow down. This is information derived from the investigation you just referred to. Listen carefully. This is coming off the Hill yesterday. Glenn Simpson, head of this company, sat for 7 hours, and this is what he said. The investigation to which you just favorably referred produced this set of facts, and I'm for the 5th time trying to get your response to this set of facts. And are you going to respond or not?
I'm not going to respond to your theories and gossip.
It's not a theory. That's what he said.
I'm going to simply leave the investigation to the professionals,
but this
both the Republican leadership in Congress and the special counsel.
I don't know if this is your native language. Let me speak slowly. This is the investigation. This is what we just learned, and I'm hitting you with new facts that come from congressional investigators, Republican and Democrat, and I want to know if you think it's okay that this stuff turned out to be unverified crap. That's what they just found in the investigation you're lauding.
Tucker, I'll try to use smaller words for you. The bottom line here is you're repeating news reports that are not substantiated, and as opposed to letting the investigators make the reports and let Congress do their investigation.
Wow. Okay, we're off in performance art now. Okay, let me ask you a political question. Maybe you'll do better with that.
Maybe you'll use some facts this time.
Maybe you will. I'm starting to have my doubts. Do you think that it is wise politics, apart from wise policies, good for the Democratic Party, which seems to be ascendant, did really well in those elections last week in Virginia and New Jersey, to lead with impeachment? The last time a party tried this was, of course, the Republican Party in '99. They impeached the president in '98, and in that midterm elections, they got pounded for doing it. Do you think it's smart for Democrats to have as their publicist, Maxine Waters, running around talking about impeachment? Is that a wise thing? Are you happy about that?
Let me just correct you on a fact, Tucker. The last time the Republican Party led with this was when Republican members of Congress advocated impeaching President Obama over his birth certificate. And many Republican members of Congress did that. You don't have the Democratic Party leading with impeachment.
Well, hold on. Which Republican member said he ought to be impeached over his birth certificate?
Congressman Blake Farenthold did.
He said he ought to be impeached because of his birth certificate?
Did. It's called fact-checking, Tucker. I'm glad I get...
1 out of 435, I don't even remember. Was there another one? You said there was more than one.
Do I have to give you an exercise on how to use Google? You can easily check the facts on your own. Hopefully your viewers will too and not accept your spin.
I mean, that's just too stupid.
But the point is, Maxine Waters is not leading the Democratic Party in this issue.
Really? Because articles of impeachment were filed today in the House. Are you aware of that? Are you paying attention?
I'm well aware of it, but that does not represent the advocacy of the Democratic leadership.
But what do you think of it? How's this? Here's my question. What do you think of it?
What it does tell me is that the Republican investigations that are going on and the special counsel's investigations demonstrate that they're giving her good material to work with.
Why don't you just answer a question straightforwardly?
Why don't you give me some facts for the discussion?
Look, just answer the question. So you had Steve Cohen from Memphis just today said and filed it officially, the president ought to be impeached. I'm not saying that Pelosi told him to say that. She probably is against it. But there's a movement, and there are a bunch of guys doing that, Brad Sherman among them. What do you think of that? Is that smart politics? Don't give me a stupid hack answer. Just give me a real answer. Is that a good idea or not?
I'm giving you facts, Tucker. You deal with it or not. The point simply is this. Because of the fact that Donald Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner and General Flynn and so many others keep changing their stories because of the indictments, there's real discussion here about what these investigations will lead to. Right now, the Democratic leadership's not advocating impeachment, and in fact, we have to let more facts come out.
You just had it filed today. Are you not going to say whether you think that's a good idea or not? I mean, you're making me nervous because I think that there's a good chance Democrats could take over the House in the next election. And if they're going to have people like you speaking for them and making their strategy, I'm actually really concerned. Why don't you just give me an adult answer and respond to the news today?
Facts, Tucker.
I'm not making it up. It just happened.
I know that it happened, Tucker, but the reality is the Democratic Party is not moving towards impeachment. Members of Congress are advocating it. And frankly, the fact that the Trump administration keeps getting caught in one lie after another gives good material for them to talk about.
He's driven you guys crazy. He's driven you guys crazy. Wow. You made me nervous in this interview.
Together,
no,
Tucker.
I'm serious. You make me